Hey there, and welcome to Be Well with Steph, the podcast. This is the show for you if you believe that personal wellness can be an actively pursued goal, and you're ready to tackle building healthier daily habits with a little bit of good humor, a little bit of grace, and a little bit of coffee. I'm Steph. I'm your wellness and nutrition coach and your host, and I want to make it really clear. You're not expected to be or live perfectly here. Lord knows I don't. After battling diet culture and then learning to navigate the world of wellness culture myself, I know a few things are true. 1, it doesn't have to be complicated to be effective. 2, you are capable of creating a lifestyle you love. And 3, you have everything you need to start doing that today inside your own beautiful self. On this show, we'll talk about nourishing yourself, moving your body, getting a good night's sleep, caring for your mental health, being in community, and maintaining day-to-day practices that make you feel good. I'm here to help empower you to create and maintain a lifestyle of wellness that gives you the strength, energy, and confidence to go after your wildest dreams. Do you ever have the feeling of your to-do list looming over you? I swear, some days I wake up and the sun is shining, but it's like I can feel the pressure of this big, heavy cloud hanging over me. It's like a cloud of things I have to do or should be doing, or even worse, the cloud of things I should have done yesterday. Well, this morning I slept a little bit later than I wanted to. And even though when I woke up, there was bright sun streaming in my window, that sun was very quickly clouded. It was also very hot out already, and I stepped out onto my porch, I gave my plants a little drink, and then I ducked back inside. I poured an iced coffee, I got under a blanket on the couch in front of the air conditioning, and I grabbed my computer and I settled right into work. I checked all the tabs, I checked all the notifications, answered my messages, made some lists. No morning ritual. No centering. No water for me, only for the plants. I wanted to get right to work. After all, I was starting my day behind. I had gotten up late. And you know what I did after I did those lists for about an hour? Very, very little. I did depressingly, frustratingly little. I was trying to work because that cloud of priorities was there hanging over me, but I just wasn't focusing and I wasn't accomplishing anything of importance. And I almost stayed there in that blanket cocoon on the couch in the AC with Cha-Cha curled up on my lap, and I was letting those half-hearted minutes pass me by, and I almost stayed there until I realized that it was happening. And once we're aware and mindful of what is happening and what we're thinking, once we notice our own thoughts and behaviors, then we have the opportunity to intervene. So I intervened. I dragged myself up off the couch to get some water and some food. I popped in some toast because I was still, trying to hurry. In the name of trying to hurry back to my computer, I thought, I'll just eat some toast this morning. But then I noticed that the tofu that I'd pressed a few days ago was still sitting in my fridge. So I could cook it, I thought, but do I really have time? Cooking takes time, more time that I already could not afford to lose, could I? So I stood there with the fridge open for longer than I probably should have let the fridge be open, until I found the thought. Yes, you have the time, and yes, you deserve the time. And I slowed down for a minute. I took the time to season and cook my tofu, to slice a tomato, to sip my water, to tidy up my kitchen, and then to eat a nourishing breakfast that I enjoyed. And it was so much more filling and fulfilling, so much more satisfying than the toast I had almost settled for. So I took some deep breaths. I stretched my tired yoga arms from the night before, and I allowed the cloud to lift a little bit and for the sun to peek through, showing me some of the joy that I could maybe find in today's priorities, not just the stress of them. And when breakfast was finished and I'd cleaned things up and I drank a little bit more water, I sat back down at my computer and I wrote this episode. And then I wrote 2 more. Slowing down for a few minutes allowed me the space to get ahead. It was just about 30 minutes. That's all it was. 30 minutes to slow down and to care for my well-being. And that allowed me to be much, much more focused and efficient in the work that was to follow. And it wasn't just about being efficient. It was about being a little bit happier while I did it too. The work ahead felt a little bit less like a chore and had more of the energy that I needed to do it. I remember when I was a kid, my grandparents saying a phrase, "The hurrieder I go, the behinder I get." And I used to understand that applied to things like making mistakes. When you rush, you become careless. When you hurry, you might make mistakes or miss things. You do better work when you take your time, etc. But it wasn't until recently that the phrase, "the hurrieder I go, the behinder I get," took on a new meaning for me. I learned that it could also mean that when I slow down, I allow myself to move with intention. When I pause, I can look for clarity. When I allow myself the grace and the time to truly take care of my needs, then my needs are met, and then I can feel truly more well. Just as the sun in the sky helps clouds to dissipate over time, slowing down to allow little moments of joy and self-care will help the burden of your cloud dissipate too. Thank you so much for listening to Be Well with Steph, the podcast. When there are a million things that you could be doing, I appreciate your choosing to hang out here. And I am proud of you for continuing to work on your own wellness journey. I invite you to head over to BeWellWithSteph.com for the details from this episode, my blog, upcoming events, and lots of other resources. If you enjoyed today's show, I'd love to hear from you. I'm Be Well with Steph everywhere you like to hang out on social media, so come on over and say hi. Until next time, my friends, be well.